愈吧，有死于率重症，没怎么紧张。不像沙士啊，像那些传染性没有像那样紧张。
Today, President Trump took decisive action to minimize the risk of the spread of novel coronavirus in the United States. I have today declared that the coronavirus presents a public health emergency in the United States.
The first in the deadly coronavirus outbreak. The U.S. Embassy in Beijing confirmed overnight that the first American has died from the virus at the epicenter in the Chinese city of Wuhan.
The disease, it's still possible to be contained, but if some fail, if some do not do everything that is needed, this can still become out of control with dramatic consequences in global health and global economy.
We begin with breaking news. Utah Jazz center Rudy Gobert is the latest Utahn to get sick with COVID-19.
As a result, the NBA has suspended all regular season games until further notice.
Today, the World Health Organization officially announced that this is a global pandemic. After consulting with our top government health professionals, I have decided to take several strong but necessary actions to protect the health and well-being of all Americans. We will be suspending all travel from Europe to the United States for the next 30 days.
It's Kurt here. It's kind of been a tough day just because me and my partner Matthew, we were set to work on our documentary that explains, the lives of veterans after war and face what they go through, and basically highlighting their experiences and spreading awareness on, hearing those experiences and different things like that. But now, due to the beloved coronavirus that we have, we were scheduled to interview with an older gentleman who is a veteran of Vietnam and has, one hell of a story, we've been told. And now, because of this and, the things we've heard about the coronavirus being, a little, very bad for older people, we've made the decision to not go forward with, doing our documentary.
You remember everything that you wanted to do and all your plans that you had going into it. We were filming a documentary that we've been planning before the semester even started. We've been planning it for months and weeks, and you have this image, this very detailed image of exactly what this documentary is going to be. And it's something that was very close to my heart, and it's something that I was excited about. I think it's an important story to tell. It's veterans when they come home from seeing combat and everything, and I just think it's an important story, and I was excited to tell that story.
As you can see, I'm in a little bit different scenery than what I've been here lately, but now I'm back home here in Concord, and it's now going to be pretty much outlawed that 10 or more people be in a particular place at one time. And now I'm basically thinking, kind of read in between the lines, and my days of taking in-person classes are probably numbered. I don't know, I come I guess in this video today more like annoyed than anything else, just because you go online and scroll through Twitter and different things like that, and then I came across a video today that was like, it was from CBS News, and had all these kids in Florida. They're on their spring break and, you know, partying and, you know, getting drunk.
I get corona. At the end of the day, I'm not going to let it stop me from partying. You know, we've been waiting for Miami spring break for a while. About 2 months we've had this trip planned. 2-3 months. So we're just out here having a good time. Whatever happens, happens.
Not really taking the real measures that need to be taken that are like pretty serious during this time. There was one guy, his response really irked me more than anything.
We need a refund. This virus ain't that serious. It's more serious things out there like hunger and poverty, and we need to address that.
Then I asked the question, then what are you doing to work for that poverty and hunger? Like what are you doing? I hope maybe, you know, we can turn a corner. And I mean, I don't wish any ill will to those people, because I mean, I'd probably be annoyed too, but I don't think I would go on TV and just be like, yeah, we're gonna party, who cares if we get the coronavirus, whatever happens, happens. I mean, what do you think the families of those in Italy would say who lost somebody, or somebody even in America, or, you know, wherever that has this and has been affected by it? Literally, life has been very, like, sort of hectic the past few days, just trying to get resettled to being here. Now made the full decision to move back up here for the rest of the semester. That's until May, and it's now March 21st. You know, there's not many other people here. There's a few other people here that I can hang out with, and you know, I get to see my girlfriend from time to time, not all the time.
I mean, I don't want to say difficult. I think it just makes it more challenging because, and I think part of it too is that, like, and we've talked about this before, we do long distance in the summer. We live about an hour away from each other, like, when we're at home. But I think that, you know, it's kind of like, oh, well, we know it's almost summertime, so, like, oh, you know, like, we have these, and I think we just adjust better. Whereas this was like, okay, Longwood shutting down, everyone needs to go home, like, go, go, go. And I think we just kind of had to abruptly, like, leave. And so I think that was very challenging, and I mean, I'll say it, emotional.
You know, my family's at home. You know, my roommates, like I said, 2 of my roommates just moved out today. Another one's moving out tomorrow. And, you know, they had to take home all their things. So now I'm basically restarting over again. And you see I am out here in front of Upchurch, looking around and walking around on campus, because we got a notice today that you know, people that are still here pretty much need to go home unless you can't, you know, have family members in quarantine, different things like that. It's just tough because I mean, technically, I'll probably come back, you know, and work in the studio, work in the editing suites and things like that. But I mean, this will really be the last night as a student that I stay here. And, you know, as I sit here, it's just a lot of emotions going through. And when you come to college, they say it's gonna fly by. And, you know, you're gonna miss it. And it may sound cliche, but then it smacks you right in the face, and you're done. You know, of course, we weren't supposed to be done this early. You know, coronavirus has played its own role in it. But I think about myself, and I walk past Cox, and, you know, that's the dorm that I started in, Cox 303, and you know, I met some of my lifelong friends there, and just really in college in general. I met a whole lot of great people, and you know, that's something I'm really gonna miss. And, like, you know, it's just weird. It's just weird. I hope at some point we can have graduation here, at least, you know, kind of have that. But I mean, it's just tough. You know, I can say that all the time. I can talk about sports and how that's all gone, but I mean, this is a real part of my life that's now ending.
Hey, it's Kurt here again. Been home for a while now, and still, you know, staying at home most of the time. We don't really know when this is going to end. It's so much sort of uncertainty still about it. It could end in June, it could go into the winter, who really knows. But college may be over, and that that sucks. Obviously I've already sort of gone through that, but it doesn't mean that life has stopped since then. I've spent time with my family. I caught up on a lot of schoolwork, gone out on the farm.
Ended up in a tree. Must have been too hot for her.
Mowed the grass in the yard. Drove around, just trying to have a good time. Even hung out with Dad down here and played. We had this little Atari game, Atari Flashback or whatever. We played that together.
Wrong way.
Well, how you doing?
Just hanging around the house, and I mean, again, still socially distancing. Just doing little things like that to stay adjusted, and I hope to see my grandparents again soon. I miss them. We're gonna make it, and we'll just kind of see. And ending college, like I mentioned, kind of sucks, but it's really just the first step. The page turn into the next chapter.
Yesterday was your last day, and tomorrow was too late. Could you say goodbye to yesterday? Would you live each moment like your last? Leave old pictures in the past. Donate every dime you had. And what you call those friends you never see? Reminisce on memories. Would you forgive your enemies? And what you find that
I've learned that we really can't take things for granted, because just being at home all the time, it makes you miss a lot. But we can't take for granted, and any day could be our last. And while we are here and we are healthy and going through this, we got to keep our heads up and headstrong, and we're gonna eventually make it. And P.S. did you notice? I've had a hat on a lot, but did anybody catch the Easter egg there? That I got a haircut.
Oh man, I felt air in places I haven't felt air in years. Oh no.
God.
Oh no.
See you guys, thanks.